Alright guys, I'm here with Brendan Davis, and you know this show is all about how you can learn Chinese to communicate what you need and connect more deeply with Chinese people. Film producer and speaker here in Beijing, co-host of How China Works, and host of If I Knew You Better,
which are podcasts.
Links will be in the description to those.
How China Works is co-hosted with Ying Li. She's a Chinese female millennial. That show is designed to help foreigners be China smart and to help Chinese people who are going global to better understand how the other cultures intersect with theirs.
Chinese.
Yes.
First of all, how good is your Chinese?
我会说一点不懂，可是我说得不好。
还说得挺好的. And we're gonna share like how it helps you here. That's what's more important, not how good you speak, but like I truly believe living here in China and connecting with Chinese people, like language and culture are intertwined.
I joke that I have advanced DD Chinese, which is like the Uber here. When I first moved here, I had a tutor. I was lucky that I could afford to have a private tutor 3 days a week for about an hour a day for about a year.
A year?
Yeah, and so I did not start working on writing though. It's very easy to mess up Chinese, and so my goal was to be social and friendly with people.
Okay.
But I knew I would always have an interpreter with me for any business stuff, and I still do. So my focus was to be able to say hi, all the basic getting to know you chit chat. Hi, where are you from? How's the weather? Oh, I like that shirt. You know, the same 20 or 30 things we say all the time. I say those, not to brag, pretty well, right?
But it builds a connection.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the big purpose of language.
Right.
And it helps you in your industry.
Absolutely, and it shows you're making that effort.
Okay.
And again, the funny part is if you say those same 20 or 30 things all the time. Now, anybody listening who speaks the language is judging my Chinese.
That's okay. Let them judge. Don't judge.
But it's not terrible pronunciation, and if I'm really trying, it's and the thing is, it's funny is that people end up thinking, oh, your Chinese is so good. I'm like, no. Just like we did at the beginning of this.
You know, but see, here's the thing. I see professionals all the time here in Beijing, and I ask how their Chinese is going, and they get like this down look, and I just know that means
it's hard.
I can't learn.
It's hard.
And it's like they're saying I'm never going to be able to learn, and I'm like, if you just learn the day-to-day Chinese and you connect, that's good because it says I'm interested in you, Chinese person, or China as culturally, it's totally fine.
Absolutely.
As long as you're making good effort, you know.
He actually helped order the coffee. We're at a chain coffee shop. I don't know if you should say the name, but
I can say Starbucks.
Yeah, you can say Starbucks.
What else is there? I only drink Starbucks.
That's a good answer.
I'm sure they're really happy I said that. So, really quick, what's your tip that you're going to say to your friend who's coming over to China? Like, because if you're not here yet, like, here's some good advice about how to start learning Chinese.
Well, my best advice is to focus on what's most useful to what you're doing. If your goal is that you want to eventually master the language, start like a Chinese person does. Start learning the characters. Start with a good program of self-study. Have a teacher if you can afford to have a teacher, and do that where you're learning all the fundamentals. But if your goal is not solely to master the language, but just to be functional while doing your other thing you already do, like I was, focus on what's important to you in your industry. Learn the keywords. So, like the film producer and director, like these words that I use that are not just everyday words, I know how to say those things pretty well to make sure that locals can understand. So focus on what's useful. Also, Pimsleur, the spoken language, the oral. Pimsleur is great for developing your ear. Something like that where you can focus on practical learning is my best advice. Except that it's hard. People are generally so appreciative that you're making an effort because they know it's hard.
I like that you said except that it's hard because it's all about really lowering your expectations.
Oh yeah.
Because
especially with me.
The level of disappointment is the distance between reality and your expectations.
Well, that's the Brendan Davis story, is managing my disappointment and my expectations.
Your website.
Yeah, crazyinagoodway.com, because my belief is that you have to be at least a little bit crazy to do the kind of things that I'm doing, but hopefully it's in a good way. That's the hub for all my stuff, podcasting and consulting. Of
course, the link for that is in the descriptions. Brendan Davis, thank you for even coming and interviewing here with me for like, a quick 4.5 minutes?
Something like that, man. It was really my pleasure. Thank you.
So I'm Kuei Zhou, teaching you the everyday Chinese you need to communicate what you want and make a deeper connection with Chinese folks. Good study. Day out.